Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is your host with the biggest nose, JZ Courtside, coming at you today on Thursday, April 23rd. Only 2 basketball games last night, so you already know today's episode is going to be a bit shorter. I couldn't really prepare a B block for today's episode, so I think I'm going to stay true to what I said and roll with just a long A block until the second round of the playoffs. I hope your basketball team won last night, which means you got to be a Pistons fan or a Thunder fan, which is probably unlikely. I hope everybody's doing absolutely phenomenal. Good morning to everybody. Thank you to everyone tuning in at bright and early at 9 a.m. Eastern on the Twitch stream. Shout out to y'all. Much appreciated. Today's episode, we're going to break down Game 2 for the Thunder Suns and Pistons Magic. We're going to talk about everything, all the ins and outs. I watched both games back twice just so I can have a full memory bank and know every single topic that we're discussing today. Now, I would like to say before we do get started, ladies and gentlemen, podcast listeners, I keep asking y'all to leave a 5-star rating and review. Please do it. It takes 10 seconds. Leave a 5-star rating review for your boy. Tell your friends, family, cousins, ex-husbands, dogs, neighbors about the podcast. We're almost done with our first full season, which is absolutely insane. If you guys are watching live and you're in the part of the live crew, TikTok, be sure to drop some likes, follow, subscribes, YouTube, you guys too. And then Twitch chat, you already know you guys got the easiest job in the whole entire world. Sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, an energy drink, and enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pistons won again. I got to play the song before I started today's podcast. I'm incredibly happy, obviously, as you guys know. The Pistons tie the series 1-1. Pistons punch back and defend home court. The Pistons won 98-83. Where do I start with this game? Should we just start with the beginning? I think we just have to start with the beginning of this game, right? I don't think I can talk about this game without starting from the beginning. The Pistons punched first, the Magic punched second. Defensive slugfest. I cannot tell you, actually I can tell you, I will tell you after. The last time I saw a defensive slugfest quite like this in an NBA game. In fact, the last time there were 7 blocks in a first quarter of a playoff game was 2004, the year the Pistons upset the Los Angeles Lakers with the greatest 5 alive. And it was during the Indiana Pacers series where it was Jermaine O'Neal, Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace, Ron Artest just swatting shot after shot after shot. I need you guys to understand that level of defense is generational. That there's a reason why people hold that 0-4 team to such high regards is because they did it by committee. And last night was scary. The defense was great from both sides, but no team could really hit shots other than Cade Cunningham. And Jalen Suggs, for some reason, he's just drilling 3 after 3 after 3. But the way this first half was going for Magic fans and Pistons fans, everybody was at the edge of their seat. I have to talk about a man in particular for the Detroit Pistons first and foremost, Jalen Duren, who is an all-star and probably going to be a third All-NBA third team. That's what it is. All-NBA third team this year. And last night, oh my God, I don't know what's wrong with JD. He has not looked, listen, you guys have heard me talk about the Pistons a lot this year. Jalen Duren he's looked horrible in this series. He has looked horrible this series. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the lights are too bright or his knee is really bothering him. Because in case you guys don't know, Jalen Duren has had knee soreness in his knee, in his right knee, almost this entire season. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but it's like he was forcing it, and he couldn't get to the hoop. He couldn't get a bucket. He really couldn't do anything against the Orlando Magic. They're clamping him. They're shutting down the paint. And that's where Jalen Duren pays his rent. That's where he pays his rent. It's in the paint. And if they're blocking that paint off, he's not really able to do anything. Duren was looking absolutely horrible in this game in the first half. And I gotta talk about JB Bickerstaff real quick, because Pistons fans were letting everybody know about how bad this was looking. Dennis Jenkins came into the game and did absolutely nothing yet again. Karis LeVert came into the game and did absolutely nothing again. He smoked a wide open layup and all. If I can just show you guys 2 tweets that symbolize how this first half went. If you let Duren put pen to paper on that contract, I am out as a fan. I don't think JB knows how to run rotation seriously. It's the playoffs. We have momentum with the lineups that's in. stagger a few, not all the starters, not named Cade. And that's what he kept doing last night. He kept replacing everybody when that's not what you're supposed to do in the playoffs. You are supposed to bring one guy, bring two guys, and then run with it. Not replace your entire starting lineup all in one go. That is not how playoffs work. On the other side, the Orlando Magic were not getting anything rolling. They had, I think, 16 more free throws than the Pistons in the first half. And the refs were definitely favoring the Orlando Magic in the first half. They were not allowing any aggression to be played. They were not allowing anything, y'all. Nothing. You touch somebody, it's a foul. And that's just how it was going. And the game was taking forever. Honestly, I was so bored of just watching foul after foul after foul after foul. Asar Thompson got in foul trouble. He had 3 fouls in the first half, and they had to sit him out almost the entire first half. I think he only played like 7 minutes in the first half because his foul trouble. They were calling everything. Duncan Robinson also got called for 3 fouls as well in the first half. It was a snooze fest. It was a defensive slugfest. It was boring. The halftime score was 46-46. Tied game. Don't know the last time I've seen something like that. I would like to give a special shout out to the homie Jace. Thank you, Jace, so much for leaving the TikTok and coming through to the Twitch stream. Much appreciated. You're going to enjoy your time here in the Twitch much more. And remember, if you watch 3 Twitch streams in a row, I will personally gift you a $5 subscription so you no longer get ads. The halftime score was 46-46. And Pistons fans, including myself, were on Twitter raging, talking about JB Bickerstaff. Why are you playing 11 guys in the first half? What are you doing? Why did Kevin Huerter only play 5 minutes? Nothing was making sense. But immediately you could see when Isaiah Stewart came into the game, the energy shifted, but he was playing with Dennis Jenkins and Karis LeVert. There's not a whole lot you can expect in a plus minus when Isaiah Stewart is playing with Dennis Jenkins and Karis LeVert. So halftime happens. Second half starts. The Pistons rattled off a 30-3 run. That is no exaggeration. The Pistons rattled off a 30-3 run, and it really was as bad as it sounds, ladies and gentlemen. It was as bad as it sounds. The Pistons came in. I think Desmond Bane hit a 3 after a couple Pistons buckets, and then just all of a sudden, the Pistons just would not miss. And it was pretty much over right from there. The Pistons went on a 30-3 run. It was ridiculous. The plays that were happening looked like the Pistons basketball that I've watched all season long. All season long. Seeing plays like Asar Thompson just strip Jalen Suggs at half court. This is what the Pistons do. They suffocate the team that they're playing against and just keep pushing in the fast break. Asar Thompson was locking everybody up. Cade Cunningham, I'll talk about him a little bit more later. Jalen Duren actually got active in the third quarter, which was great. But the moment you subbed out Jalen Duren, Isaiah Stewart came in and wreaked havoc. He got a huge block on a Jalen Suggs dunk attempt. He got a huge block on a Paolo Banchero dunk attempt. Then Isaiah Stewart steps up and splashes a 3. And then Isaiah Stewart runs on the fast break with Cade, catches the ball into the basket, throws a pump fake, gets Desmond Bane in the air, and gets the and one plus the bucket. What I saw in the third quarter last night from the Pistons looked like Pistons basketball. And that's something that honestly I can't say I've seen so far in the playoffs. And this is all capped off by Cade Cunningham absolutely owning whoever was in front of him. It didn't matter who is guarding Cade Cunningham in this playoff series, whether it's Jalen Suggs, Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, Wendell Carter. It does not matter who is on Cade. He is doing whatever the hell he wants. And I think you guys can all attest to that. Whether it's for game 1 or game 2, whatever Cade is doing, it's working. Nobody can guard him on this team. This in and out shows you perfectly what he did to Paolo Banchero, and that's what he was doing to everybody all night. And the issue that I have with the Magic, and I don't blame them here, the game was over in the third quarter, right? We were up 27 points. The Magic then decided to play their entire starting lineup in the fourth quarter. And I didn't like that, but I know why Jamal Mosley was doing that. He just wanted to wipe some of the nastiness off of his guys. But I didn't like that because then the Pistons starters had to also stay in. We ended up playing Cade Cunningham 37 minutes last night. He only needed to play 25. I'm not exaggerating. The game was over in the third quarter, and yet Jamal Mosley kept all of his starters in. They cut the lead down. The Pistons only won by 15, but the game was over. They're up by 27. So the score is it's a lot less to be desired. I got to talk about like the entire lineup for both teams. Let's start with the Orlando Magic. Franz Wagner, I don't know what he's doing out there, but even in game one, he didn't look good unless he got the ball down below and he had a height mismatch. He had 12 points, minus 22. He was 4 for 11 from the field. Paolo Banchero looked horrible last night as well. He missed all of the jump shots that he was hitting in game one. And that's why I said I'm not too worried about Paolo Banchero making all of those shots that he did in game one. I just have to say this because I said it in yesterday's podcast. Paolo Banchero, by every single metric, so this is not me talking smack about Paolo. I don't want anybody to think that I am. By every metric that is tracked in the NBA, Paolo Banchero this season is the worst pull-up shooter in the entire NBA. Not bottom 5, not bottom 10. He is the worst by percentage in the entire NBA at pull-up shots. You can look it up if you don't believe me. I'm 100% confident in that statistic. I don't say anything that I'm not confident in. And in game one, Paolo Banchero was 92% from his pull-up jump shots. He only missed one. Paolo Banchero only missed one pull-up J in game one. So in game two, did he hit a jump shot? I don't think so. I think all of his buckets were in the paint. No, he did hit. He hit a 12-foot jump shot. He was wide open. He hit a 12-foot jump shot. So Paolo last night, if not, I mean, bro, he was getting to the free throw line. He had 8 free throws last night. Wendell Carter Jr., back to earth. He had 3 points, minus 29, which is the team low, and he was 1 for 6. He's playing good defense on Duren, but that's all I could really say. Desmond Bane, and this is something that I don't see any Magic fans talking about. Oh, Desmond Bane, what happened to his jump shot? What happened to his jump shot? What happened to his jump shot? He'll get hot again. He'll get hot again. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if I have to say this, but he is in the Asar Asylum right now. He is in the Asar Thompson Asylum right now. Desmond Bane, this series so far, this is not a joke. This is not a joke. And I hate Magic fans for not giving the Pistons credit here. But Desmond Bane shooting through these 2 playoff games, he's 9 for 31 from field goal and 3 for 15 from 3. That's 29% field goal percentage and 20% 3-point percentage. That is not just like an off night. This is historically bad. And if you watch any of these games back and you watch the shots that Desmond Bane are missing, he has only missed 2 wide open shots in both games 1 and 2. So what you're seeing from Desmond Bane right now is not something unheard of. He's being guarded by the best perimeter defender in the entire league. So to see that he's 29% from the field and 20% from 3, you can watch all of these games back. He's only had 2 misses that were considered wide open as far as what the NBA tracks. All of his other shots, he is being heavily contested by Asar Thompson, and this is what's happening. Magic fans said that they wanted Asar Thompson to play 40 minutes because Asar sucks. Well, ladies and gentlemen, last night, Asar Thompson was in foul trouble for the first half. But last night, he managed to play 28 minutes. He played 20 minutes in the second half. And lo and behold, the Pistons go on a historic 30 to 3 run. So believe it or not, when Asar Thompson plays 20 minutes in the second half, all of a sudden the Pistons smack a team. Lo and behold, JB Bickerstaff, this is what happens when you play your best defender in the entire NBA. Like I said, Jalen Duren was absolutely horrible, but he leveled up a little bit in the third quarter. So hopefully he can take that confidence down to the Kia Center in Orlando. Tobias Harris was pretty consistent last night. He missed a lot of his late shots, but he had 16 points, 11 rebounds. He looked great. Javonte Green, his energy won't show up in the stat sheet, but Javonte Green led the Pistons with 3 blocks. He swatted Paolo twice. Javonte Green had an incredible game. Isaiah Stewart, like I said, is the heart and soul of this Pistons team. Isaiah Stewart swatted Jalen Suggs for a dunk. He swatted Paolo Banchero on a dunk. He ended up getting dunked on by Paolo later in the game. But as a shot blocker, you're supposed to get postered every once in a while. That's what shot blockers do. It happens to Wemby. It happens to Chet. It happens to every great shot blocker in the NBA history. And then here's what I got to say. Here's what I have to say. This is what I saw last night. Duncan Robinson was incredible. He hit a couple dagger threes in that run. Genuinely, he had a step back three, and they had another three on a fast break. Duncan Robinson, Asar Thompson, Tobias Harris, Jalen Duren, Cade Cunningham, Javonte Green, Isaiah Stewart, and Ron Holland and Kevin Huerter a little bit. Those are the only guys you should ever be playing in the playoffs. The fact that I'm watching 14 minutes of Karis LeVert go -7, 14 minutes, 2 for 6. Dennis Jenkins, 11 minutes, 2 for 7. Those guys should not touch the basketball court in the playoff series. They should not touch a basketball court in the playoff series. Anytime they step onto the court, they are negative, they are minus, you're not going to have a good game. You're going to lose those minutes guaranteed every single time. The only guys off the bench should be Javonte Green, Isaiah Stewart, Ron Holland, and Kevin Huerter. If you want to go 9 guys, go 9 guys. That's more than fine. You got to stop playing Karis LeVert. You got to stop playing Dennis Jenkins. Play Kevin Huerter, Ron Holland, Isaiah Stewart, and Javonte Green. That's all you should be playing. And then if somebody's in foul trouble, run B-ball Paul. It doesn't make any sense why Karis LeVert and Dennis Jenkins gets minutes. It makes no sense, JB. No sense. They can't dribble. They can't shoot. They can't pass. I watched Dennis Jenkins for 11 minutes dribble the ball around the perimeter and then force up a shitty-ass shot with 1 second left in the shot clock. Every time Dennis Jenkins had the ball, that's what happened. And then it's abysmal. They should not be on the court. They're nervous. Paul Reed ended up only playing 1 minute. He checked in with the last minute of the game. He needs to play as well. Paul Reed is incredible. Paul Reed needs to be in the rotation. It's disappointing that JB is not trusting him when he's been honestly one of our most trustworthy guys in the NBA. I'm going to go ahead and end the TikTok stream. If you guys want to watch the Twitch stream, we are going to continue the show because we haven't even got started in this show yet. So TikTok, we are going to end that stream. Be sure to swing on to the Twitch if you guys want more show. All right. Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch, link in my bio. The only reason I'm entering the TikTok right now is to get back into the algorithm. For some reason, the TikTok isn't getting pushed. But Dennis Jenkins and Karis LeVert should not see the floor. So I know people will say, like, let Dennis get acclimated. It's just not happening right now. It's not happening. You can't afford to play one of the worst players on your team that many minutes in a playoff series. We got to continue, though. Going down the Magic line again, Jalen Suggs being your best scorer on your team, it's not going to be a recipe for success. He was 3 for 10 from 3, 7 for 18 from the field. He had 19.6 rebounds, 4 assists. And then their bench, I don't know how Goga Batadze is a plus 11. I think it's because at the end of the game he was in, and that's when Wendell Carter Jr. fouled out. And that's when the Magic started to make just a pointless run at the end of the game. But yeah, the Magic didn't get any production from their bench whatsoever. Like I said, all those shots that cut this lead down was in garbage time. So this is what we're watching right now. We are watching 2 teams have bad games. And that's not an exaggeration whatsoever. King Tough, welcome back to the Twitch stream. You got to stick around here, bro. You got to stick around the Twitch. It's a much better experience. Like I said, if you watch 3 Twitch streams in a row, I will personally gift you a $5 subscription. Join the Discord while you're here as well, King Tough. Z Loading, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Much love, baby. I appreciate you very, very much. So as I'm saying, y'all, the Orlando Magic should be worried because the Pistons didn't have a good game. Magic fans are saying, we're not worried about it. We had a horrible game. Both teams had a horrible game. The Pistons only played 8 minutes of good basketball. That's it. I'm not kidding. If you watch this game, you'll know exactly what I'm saying. The Pistons only played 8 minutes of good basketball. I'm not worried about Cade Cunningham this series. Clearly, Cade Cunningham is, and I quote, a playoff riser. He has yet to score less than 20 points in a playoff game. He has played 8 playoff games so far in his career, 6 last year against the Knicks, 2 this year so far. He's yet to score less than 20 points. I think this series so far, he's averaging 31 and a half, which is incredible. And what I have to say about Cade Cunningham, I know his nickname is the smooth operator, Deuce, whatever you want to call it. He did have 7 turnovers. And this is the thing about Cade. Cade, when we're killing a team, especially when we're killing a team, he gets so lazy with his passes. And that's sort of what Pistons fans talk about, how sometimes the nonchalant gimmick is very aggravating. And it is. It is. Cade looks so nonchalant out there because he really can't. I hate saying this because every commentator says it. You really can't speed Cade up. If you watched last night, if you watched game 1, Cade is not forcing anything. It doesn't look like he's trying out there. Cade is genuinely just dribbling, pulling up, and taking whatever shot he wants because nobody on the Magic can guard him. He is not forcing a thing. He is not. He's not. It's crazy. It's crazy. Watching him play is genuinely insane because he's not out there doing something that he's truly struggling to do. He's just out there doing what he always does, and that's something that's beautiful. The Pistons had a great win last night. They needed it. They needed a bounce back. And for Magic fans out there, I wouldn't get too discouraged. You guys got to win in Detroit. If it wasn't going to be game 1, then it was going to be game 2. You guys got to win in Detroit. You're heading back to your hometown for the game this Saturday night. I really wouldn't worry too much about it if I was a Magic fan, because you guys got one, and that's good enough. At least you got one. As the 8th seed, at least you got one. My whole thing is now is, did we see some of the Pistons players knock the rust off? Did we see some of the Pistons knock the lack of confidence off? At halftime, the reporters asked JB Bickerstaff, how did you get the guys to rally in that third quarter? And he said, or actually they asked Tobias, and Tobias Harris said, JB just said no more. He doesn't want to hear any more my bads or I'm sorry. No more of that. He doesn't want to hear any more my bads. And I think that's great coaching right there. I think that's great coaching. No more my bads. If it's my bad, then sit down. And I think that's great coaching right there. I think the best thing that JB Bickerstaff did last night was play Asar Thompson for 28 minutes. He still didn't hit 30 minutes. I think he would have hit 30 minutes if he wasn't in foul trouble in the first half. Asar's got to calm down on those fouls. Duncan's got to calm down on those fouls. And that's another thing that the Magic are doing right now that I think every playoff team will do if they have good wings. They're going to attack Duncan Robinson. They were attacking Duncan Robinson all night. And every time Paolo Banchero drives to the hoop, they blow that whistle. It's not an exaggeration either. The only time they didn't give him the whistle was during that run in the third quarter, because the Pistons were just on one defensively. That was like, this defense, ladies and gentlemen, had the Thunder not existed, people would be talking about this defense as like the greatest of this generation. That's how good the Pistons defense is. But because the Thunder exist, they sort of made like this elite defense look normal to great teams. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about this game. The last point I have is that this was the lowest points the Magic scored in an entire game this season. 83. They paid homage to the great Bam Adebayo. They said, Bam, we got you, dog. And they scored 83 points last night as a team. So like I said, those 8 minutes that the Pistons played in the third quarter, that was absolutely incredible. And if they can just tap into half of that for the rest of the series, this thing could be a douchebag sweep. It could be a douchebag sweep. It just depends if the Pistons truly want to try or not, like they did in that third quarter. It was a thing of beauty. And if you guys did not watch it, I highly recommend you guys tuning in. All right. Now, let's talk about the Thunder Suns game. Oh, man. First of all, I want to see what you guys have to say. Jorge just came into the Twitch and said that Suns game was abysmal. I want to hear what you guys have to say regarding this game, because unlike you, I didn't get to watch it live. I went to bed in the middle of the first quarter. I watched it back twice this morning just so I can get a real feel of the game. And I'm genuinely curious to hear all the takes. So people are saying it's the worst officiating they've seen in a long time. So in case you guys don't know, the Oklahoma City Thunder defeated the Phoenix Suns and swept at their home court 2-0. And they won 120-107. Everybody's talking about the reffing was horrible. The officiating was awful. Now, I'd like to say last night in both of these games, that's what I can tell so far that people are saying. The officiating in the Magic Pistons game was god-awful. The officiating in this game I've heard was even worse. Now, people are telling me that Devin Booker had to call out an official, and he's probably going to get fined for it. So I'd like to know, the plays that I saw, Devin Booker was genuinely getting hoed. There were a lot of calls there that probably should have been calls, especially with how the NBA protects shooters now. You would think that they'd be calling a lot more, and not just in favor of the Thunder. So it's very interesting. Capo, good morning, by the way. I appreciate everybody leaving the TikTok and coming through to the Twitch stream. Welcome, guys. It's a much better experience over here. But yeah, people are saying Devin Booker had a reason to call out the refs. The Thunder win this game, but it seems like a lot of people right now are saying that the Suns got hoed. Now, this is why I say to everybody, you got to watch these games. You got to watch these games, because if you were to just look at the box score and see, oh, the Suns had 22 free throws, the Thunder had 25. That's pretty even to me. It's something these refs have been doing a lot this season. Have you guys noticed that they'll miss a call, right? They'll miss a call, and then since they missed it, they'll do a makeup call like immediately after. That makes no sense. That right there sort of makes the officials look very, very confusing because you're calling that a foul, but you didn't call what just happened a foul. And those makeup calls are not only frustrating to fans, but they're also frustrating to the viewers watching at home because you'll see that and you'll say, well, how was that a foul, but how the last one wasn't? And then all of a sudden now you're questioning officiating when you should be questioning the team play. So if you look at the box score right now, Devin Booker had 10 free throws. He had 10 free throws, right? I saw one play in particular. Thank you for reminding me, Quay in the Twitch chat. That unnatural shooting motion call on D-Book was egregious where he went for the shot and they called an offensive foul on him when Alex Caruso put his face in the middle of there. So Swanee, that's a great question that I want to respond to. Swanee's a hockey fan in my Twitch stream, and he said, is it an obvious difference in officiating from regular season to playoffs in the NBA? Shit is brutal in the NHL. Short answer, yes. They let a lot of things go in the playoffs that they wouldn't normally let go in the regular season. So that's why when people say that the Pistons wouldn't do well in the playoffs, it doesn't make any sense because what they could get away with in the playoffs, they wouldn't get away with in the regular season. That's why it doesn't make any sense when people say physical teams don't do well in the playoffs. It makes no sense. That's why the Magic are a good team. That's why the Pistons are a good team. That's why, right? So this is the thing. Devin Booker sort of forced the officiating's hands because he was driving to the hoop immediately. But something I do have to say about D-Book is he's not looking like a number one. I think he's truly given up on looking like a number one. And whether it's officiating or not, there's no reason Devin Booker only gets up 14 shots. Jalen Green had 23 shots. He was 8 for 23, 21 points. Dylan Brooks had 30 points, sort of ignited that run in the fourth quarter, but he was 12 for 23. I have to be honest with everybody, okay? Devin Booker is not a number one anymore. He's not. He's not a number one. He's a shooter. And I think Devin Booker would thrive next to an actual superstar who can move the ball. That's why he had so much success with Chris Paul, even though he was old. In my humble opinion, Devin Booker does not look right anymore. And it's been all season. He hasn't had health on his side, to be fair, but Devin Booker's shooting has not been good this year whatsoever. What did he shoot? Listen, I haven't looked at Devin Booker's shot percentage in a long, long time, but I'm going to just go ahead. I'm going to guess that he shot 33% from three this season. I'm actually insane. He shot exactly 33% this season and 45% from the field. It's not looking good. All season, Devin Booker hasn't looked like Devin Booker. This has been by far his worst shooting splits in his entire career since his rookie year. Now, who do I believe that Devin Booker would look best with? I think somebody like Cade Cunningham would look actually incredible. He's from Michigan. I think having Cade and then, just think about that. Devin Booker next to him. I think right there, having the defensive prowess of Asar Thompson, I think that would be insane. I think it'd be insane. Devin Booker's just not a good playmaker. And right now, his shot's not falling this year. It hasn't been falling all year. He was 0 for 3 from 3, 7 for 14 from the field. He had 10 free throw attempts. He had 22 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. What I'm seeing from the Suns, and I got to talk about that run late in the game. When I woke up this morning, and I look at the box scores just to see, before I watch the game, I want to look at what to pay attention to, okay? And this isn't to say Devin Booker had an inefficient night. This is to say that Devin Booker's not being the number one. He's not stepping into that role and saying, this is my team, man. This is my team. Now, being guarded by Alex Caruso, Lou Dort, and Isaiah Joe all night, that could be exhausting, especially with J-Dub there too. This is not to take away any credit from the Thunder, but when you're a superstar in the NBA, you're going to get your buckets. You're not going to have two bad nights, two non-aggressive nights in a row. When you're a superstar, it doesn't matter who you're against. You got to just step up, right? And when you say that they're playing against the Thunder, yes, I hear you. The Thunder are the best defense in the NBA, best defense of this generation as well. And when you're up against the Thunder, that's tough. But when you're up against the Thunder and the refs, it's even harder. It's even harder. And I guess let's just talk about that run that they had. I saw that they went on a 20-4 run. That's what I saw. And I was like, oh man, the Suns, they might have won. They might have won. And then I saw that they were still down by 12 after they went on a 20-4 run. I need you to hear me. They went on a 20-4 run and they were still down by 12. Do you understand how exhausting that is? Mentally, physically? Bro, if I did that comeback playing a game of 2K, I would feel exhausted. How do you go on a 20-4 run and you're still down by double digits? And right there it was over. Dylan Brooks went crazy. I think he scored 13 straight during that 20-4 run, but Devin Booker wasn't being the aggressor. And I guess we got to talk about the Thunder side. J-Dub got hurt. And I don't think that impacts anything in this series. I still think that Thunder is probably going to win in 5. Could be 4. J-Dub getting hurt won't matter in this series. So if he just wants to sit out for the rest of it, that's fine. That hamstring is really bothering him. But I've said this throughout the season, and my mind has not changed. And I hope you guys agree with me. The Thunder need J-Dub to be J-Dub. They will not win if J-Dub is not J-Dub. They will not win at all. This is the same guy that dropped 40 points in a decisive finals game. You need J-Dub. That hamstring's been bothering him. Obviously, he had surgery on his wrist last summer, but he missed all those games due to the hamstring, and now he's missing more games because of that hamstring. Hopefully, he doesn't miss much. One thing that I will say is watching Shai. Can we just all acknowledge like what we're seeing from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? This guy's going to be one of the all-time greats, man. He's going to be one of the all-time greats. I swear on everything. Shai is so good at basketball, bro. And I won't be told to hate Shai hoops because Shai is so good at basketball, man. He had 9 free throws last night. He had 37 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds. You take Shai off this team. What are the Thunder? What are the Thunder this year with all of the injuries that they were dealt? What are the Thunder with all of the injuries? With Jada missing all of those games, with Hartenstein missing all of those games, Caruso missing all of those games, AJ Mitchell missing all of those games. What are the Thunder with all those injuries and without SGA? A play-in team? Play-in team, right? That speaks volumes. And honestly, are they a play-in team? Because who would they have to lead them? With all the games that AJ Mitchell missed, with all the games that J-Dub missed, with all the games that Hartenstein and Chet and Caruso and Isaiah Joe, with all of those games that those guys missed, are they a play-in team? Maybe 10th seed? What do you think, 10th, 9th? Think about it. I think they're like 9th or 10th. Who's their point guard? Jared McCain, who they traded for in the middle of the season? People are saying bad take, but you guys, I truly don't believe that this roster, with all the injuries that they were dealt, I don't believe that you can genuinely argue me. Just look at this. Shai played 68 games. Chet played 69. Is Chet going to be the leader of this team? J-Dub missed 50 games. Lou Dort missed 13. Cason Wallace. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong numbers, bro. It's even worse. Cason Wallace missed 5. AJ Mitchell missed 30. Isaiah Hartenstein missed 35. Aaron Wiggins missed 20. Isaiah Joe missed 11. Jalen Williams, the other one, missed 15. Alex Caruso missed 30. I mean, come on. I think that's a play-in team. People, I hate the TikTok because what they're doing right now is saying, nah, they'd easily be a 5th or 6th seed at the worst. I don't buy that. With all the injuries that this team was dealt, and you remove Shai from this team, I don't believe that they'd be much better than the Warriors as far as record goes. So people in the TikTok that are saying bad take, you guys can stay over there in the TikTok. For those of you who are agreeing with me in the TikTok, you know ball. Come through to the Twitch stream and talk with other people who know ball. That's Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. The link is in my bio. Come join our community. We're actually doing a watch party tonight of the Hawks versus the Knicks. So be sure to join the Discord. That's where we will be streaming the watch party. So everybody that is enjoying the stream, remember, be sure to join the Discord Twitch stream. Make sure y'all join the Discord because we are hosting a watch party of the Atlanta Hawks versus the New York Knicks tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. The link of the Discord is right there in the Twitch chat. So, oh, by the way, if you guys do watch 3 Twitch streams in a row as a new viewer, I will personally gift you a subscription. If you watch 3 streams in a row. And no, if you miss streams and then come in and then say, look, 3 streams in a row, I'm not gifting you a sub. It's to reward people who come in and stay in. It's not to reward people who come in and then miss stream and then miss stream and then start coming in later. I apologize, guys. I don't have unlimited money. If you watch the Twitch stream for the first 3 Twitch streams that you come in, I will then gift you a subscription so you no longer get ads. That's the only way we do it. That's the only way we're doing it. It's about consistency. It's about somebody who gets rewarded for coming into the stream for the first 3 streams, and then hopefully it's an investment into you. Yeah, I don't have unlimited money. My apologies. So yeah, guys, be sure to swing on into the Twitch stream. That's Jay-Z Uncut, link in my bio. So I guess let's just continue. There's not a whole lot left to say about this game. There's not a whole lot, right? And if you guys do want to prove to me that you are on a watch streak, just feel free to share the stream. Share your streak in the stream just so I can confirm that you are on a streak, and I will gift you after the podcast because I am recording something right now. I'm recording the pod. All in all, what are we saying about this series, ladies and gentlemen? What are we saying? J-Dub might be out. I don't know. What are we saying about this series? What do we genuinely believe this series is looking like? Jalen Green chucking all night is so ugly to watch. 8 for 23. Dylan Brooks is the reason why they came back into the game. So I don't know. I don't know, man. I just don't know what to say about the Suns team. They overperformed. We knew they weren't this good, right? We knew that. When you're up against this elite team in the Thunder, sometimes I'm watching and I'm just like, wow, the Thunder made a 3. The game, they're up by 2 now. And I just think it's over right there. Because with the sound of the arena, with the momentum that they grow, I don't know, man. When you have the refs on your side as well, it's sort of difficult to imagine that the Suns could take a game. I don't know, man. I don't know. As far as the Thunder go, they're going to need J-Dub in future playoff rounds. Definitely going to need that. But as far as the Suns go, guys, I don't know if you should be too upset about this. God, do I say this? I said this earlier in the season. Should I say it again? I don't want to make Suns fans even more sad, man. If you're a Suns fan, mute the stream for the next minute, all right? The Suns are one of the, I think, the number one. I think they're the only team in the NBA with no plan at all. The Phoenix Suns don't have a plan. Matt Ishbia, shout out Matt Ishbia. He's from Birmingham, Michigan. He used to go there all the time when I lived in Michigan. He paid Bradley Beal to leave. He's on the books for the next 5 years. He's taking their salary for the next 5 years. They have no plan. They gave Devin Booker money and they said, all right, let's just see if we can do anything. And they did something. They made the playoffs. But the Suns, I believe, are the only team in the NBA right now with no plan. I guess you could say the Pelicans as well because they traded their first round pick. Sorry, Liam. But I think the Phoenix Suns are the one team in the NBA that have zero plan. Zero. Like, they don't know what they're doing next year. They don't know what they're doing the next year. They're probably just going to run this shit back. They waived Bradley Beal, and then Bradley Beal signed the contract with the Clippers, and then he got hurt and sat out all year. The Phoenix Suns have zero plan. And if you're a Phoenix Suns fan, just strap in, man. Strap in. Watch basketball, but don't put any stakes into watching this. They don't have a future. They don't have a future whatsoever. They gave Devin Booker 70-some million. They traded for Dylan Brooks, which is great. He's a great culture guy. They got Jalen Green, he's just a shot chucker, man. He's just a shot chucker. Jalen Green does not convert into wins unless it's Mickey Mouse March, and then he does convert into wins. The Suns have no plan. They really don't have many trade pieces. They don't have any picks. They don't have any money, and I think that's the worst part about this team. They just don't have anything to look forward to in the future. And I'm being called a hater by the TikTok, but that's why I apologize before saying this, because I don't relish in saying any of this. I'm a big Suns fan. I've been a big Suns fan since Leandro Barbosa, Jared Dudley, Channing Frye, Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire, who's the bald guy? Rajah Bell. I've been a fan of the Phoenix Suns for a long, long time. And to see the franchise where they're at right now, it's disappointing. I didn't say shout out Jason Richardson either, but I love Jason Richardson. It's disappointing. I genuinely think they should end up trading Devin Booker for some picks. They should trade D Book for some picks, because I can't see any realm in where they can rebuild without trading D Book. And I hear the Pistons got some picks. What else can I say about this game, guys? I think that's all I got. I think I beat this game, and yeah, I think I'm all good. I think I'm all good on this game. Let's go over the games for tonight. Now, again, TikTok, if you guys are enjoying the stream, I'm going to go ahead and end the TikTok here shortly, but the show is still continuing. Be sure to swing on into the Twitch stream. That's Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. The link is in my bio, everybody. The link is in my bio. Again, if you watch 3 Twitch streams in a row, your first 3 Twitch streams in a row, I will gift you a $5 subscription so you no longer get ads. All right. No, we're not talking about the Rockets today. There's no Rockets game tonight, so we're not talking about the Rockets. We already talked about them yesterday. Go watch my episodes on Spotify, Apple, and or YouTube if you want to hear me talk about the Rockets. So for the first game, which we're actually watch partying in my Discord server. So if you want to watch this game with me, react with me and my community, we will be watch partying this in my Discord. If you want to join the Discord, you just got to join the Twitch stream first. The Knicks are favored by 1.5 points. It's the first game in Atlanta. I'm very interested in watching this game. I love seeing the line of 1.5 because that means that the casino doesn't have a real favor in this game. If a team is favored by 1.5, there's no true favorite. Okay. So the Knicks being favored, what does this tell me? Well, one thing that's concerning is that Landry Shamet, Deuce McBride, Mikal Bridges, hell, even OG Anunoby and Josh Hart, role players do not shoot from 3 well in away games. That's what happens. Role players always play significantly worse in away games in the playoffs. That's what happens. So Jalen Brunson's going to have a big game. Karl-Anthony Towns is going to have a big game. We know Mitchell Robinson's going to do his thing, but who's the other guy? They're going to need how do you say the word? Contributions from everybody on this team. You're going to need it. And if you guys want to ask me who I believe is going to win tonight, I got the Knicks winning tonight. I have the Knicks winning tonight. I think Brunson's going to go crazy. Brunson had a really bad game in the last one. Really inefficient game. Jalen Brunson is not he's not been as good as of late as he has been in recent years, but Jalen Brunson's going to have to be good in these. No, he's going to have to be prolific in these playoffs so that the Knicks can move on. And I hope I don't see Brunson hero ball. I don't want to see another blown 14-point lead. I want to see a nice, fun, competitive game for me. And I don't really care about what team wins. I just want to see a good basketball game tonight. I think the Knicks are going to win, though. I think the Knicks are going to win. Yes, they might have lost their momentum, but Jalen Brunson has got to be their leader. Karl-Anthony Towns is going to have to be the second guy. Hell, Karl-Anthony Towns should be the first guy. The fact that Karl-Anthony Towns did not touch the damn ball in the second half of the last game is asinine. Makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense that Karl-Anthony Towns, as good as a game as he was having, they weren't giving him the ball. So get Cat involved. Get him involved. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to end the TikTok right now. So be sure to swing on into the Twitch stream if you want to hear the rest of my takes on these games. And if you want to watch the Knicks-Hawks game with me tonight, be sure to join the Twitch. Drop a follow. I'll see you guys in the Twitch stream. Link in my bio, Jay-Z Uncut. All right. So I'm ending the TikTok now, guys, because there were like 80 people in there. So now I'm going to try to get some of those people who want more of the show to come here. Okay. Yeah, that's my take on this game. I got the Knicks winning. Let's talk about the Cavaliers-Raptors. What do you guys want me to say about this one? Is there anybody? Oh yeah, Nickeil Alexander-Walker's gonna have to have a good game, bro. He can't have another stinker like the last one. He's got to have a good game. You can't just rely on CJ McCollum. Nas got to have a good game. I think Jalen Johnson started to finally tap into what he can do in the playoffs in the second half of the last game. Jalen Johnson, as long as he can continue leveling up, I'm not going to be too worried about his consistency either. He's going to be a great playoff player. It's just the amount of confidence. He needs to remember that he is 6'11", 6'10", and they have Josh Hart on you, bro. He should not be able to guard you. Now, as far as the Cavaliers-Raptors game, the Cavaliers are favored by 3.5. Now, this is the first game in Toronto. This is a must-win for Toronto, right? Must-win. No team has ever come back and won from a 3-0 deficit. This is a must-win. This isn't me just saying that. This is a must win. Is Brandon Ingram going to remember how to play basketball? Or is Brandon Ingram going to continue to underperform like he has in his recent playoff series? He hasn't had a good playoff series in 6 years. Is he going to play well? Is he going to play well? This is a must win. You're going to need Ingram to show up. You're going to need Scotty to do his thing. I don't know if Emmanuel Quickley's back. The fact that Jakob Poeltl, how much money this guy's making, and the fact that they had to sit him out 6 minutes into the second game is so depressing, guys. If Jakob Poeltl can't guard Jared Allen, what can you expect from your starting center making that much money? Why did they give Jakob Poeltl that much money? He played 6 minutes or 7 minutes or something, and then they yanked him because he was worthless. It's bad, man. It's bad. I guess I have a question for y'all, and I'd love to hear your guys' answers. How many sweeps do you guys see happening in this first round? Do you see both Suns and Raptors getting swept? Do you see just the Suns or just the Raptors getting swept? Or do you see neither of these teams getting swept? I believe the Suns will get swept and the Raptors will steal one. But it has to be tonight. It has to be tonight. I'm seeing a good mix. Just Suns. Suns will steal one. Suns and Raptors both getting swept. Just the Suns. I'm seeing a lot of mixture. Okay. Yeah, Cavs in 5. Okay, yeah. I believe Toronto, their defense is good enough to just lock in for one game, man. Lock in for one game. You know what I want? My ideal thing? I want the Raptors to win tonight. I don't have a dog in this fight. I want the Raptors to win because then this series all of a sudden got interesting. And so far, if you guys have been watching any of it, as I've been, it has not been interesting. So hopefully the Raptors can steal one. I hope. And then our final game of the night, another game that is favored to the Nuggets by 1.5 points. The Timberwolves have all the momentum right now. They have all the momentum. That huge comeback. This is going to be very interesting. Exactly. I love that saying. The series doesn't start until the home team loses. I love that. I love that. What do you guys think? Is it Nuggets or Wolves? We are in Minnesota. First game in Minnesota. I personally think the Nuggets are going to win this game. I think the Nuggets are going to win this game. I don't think Jokic and Murray are going to play that sloppy because despite Rudy Gobert playing very good defense on Jokic, Jamal Murray and Jokic were missing a lot of shots they don't normally miss. Can we all agree to that? As good as their defense was, the Timberwolves, there's no reason that Jokic and Murray should shoot 2 for 12 in a fourth quarter again. You know, I just don't see it. I don't see it. Najib is going to that game tonight. Have fun. If you're in our Discord, Najib, please send us photos in the Discord. I don't think anybody has ever sent us photos of them at a Timberwolves game. So please, please, please send us a pic and video in the Discord. I'd love to see. So I think the Nuggets are probably going to win, but it's going to be a good game regardless. It's going to be a good game. They need an AG game. They need Jokic to just be Jokic, and they need Murray to just be Murray. That's it. The Timberwolves are going to need a lot. Let's go over the Timberwolves real quick. They're going to need a lot, bro. They're going to need another good game from Naz Reid. They're going to need another good game from Io and Bones. They're going to need it. They are going to need it, ladies and gentlemen. And then, of course, Ant just needs to do what he does, even though he's still struggling with an injury. Julius Randle, you cannot dribble the air out of the ball tonight. You can't. The Timberwolves are at their best when Julius Randle makes quick decisions. When he makes quick decisions, they are at their best. If you start seeing Julius Randle dribble and dribble and dribble and dribble and dribble multiple times a game, just know that the Timberwolves are probably down by 15. Jaden McDaniels, we need you to wake up a little bit. I love that shit talk that you said after the game about how nobody on that team defends. We need you to prove that. We need you to be aggressive. Because right now you're talking for your teammates. You're talking for Anthony Edwards. You're talking for Bones Highland. You're talking for Dante DiVincenzo. You're talking for Ayo Dosunmu. Speaking of which, DiVincenzo's been incredible, and I don't think he's going to slow down anytime soon. They're back at home. Role players play better at home, ladies and gentlemen. They play better at home. They play better at home. I won't be surprised if the Timberwolves win this game. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have for y'all today. Do not go anywhere, though, because we still have to do our stud of the night. Now, there are only 2 games last night. There are only two. And there's some players to choose from. You know, you can pick Jalen Suggs. You can pick Chet Holmgren. You can pick Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But, guys, you know what I realized I haven't done yet? I have never given Cade Cunningham a stud of the night. So I'm going to go ahead and give Cade Cunningham the stud of the night because, again, if you have watched these Pistons games, both of these games, Cade is doing whatever he wants. Whatever he wants. He doesn't look rushed. Nobody's forcing him into any bad shots. The only shots he's really missing are the ones that he gets fouled at the rim and they're not calling. Except his three-pointer. His three-pointer, he's got to hit, bro. He's got to hit. He was 1 for 6 last night. He hit his first three, and that was it. Cade played 37 minutes. He had 27 points, 6 rebounds, 11 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, and he shot 11 for 19. I got to repeat myself. He shot 11 for 19. He only missed 3 shots that weren't threes. Cade Cunningham is my stud of the night last night, and yeah, we'll see what happens tonight, guys. I think the games are going to be really, really exciting. Remember, we are doing a watch party tonight in my Discord server at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you guys want to know how to join it, I'm saying this on the podcast just in case some of you guys don't know how. If you go into the Discord and you just go to NBA Watch Party right here with a channel right there, if you're watching, you'll just automatically join. And if you don't want to talk, you don't have to talk. You can just mute up. But if you want to talk, just hang out with me, talk. I'm not going to be talking like I am talking here because I talk way too much. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope to see you guys there at the watch party tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern for Knicks and Hawks. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's all I got for y'all today. I got nothing left to say. Except for, we'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern for the podcast and 8:30 a.m. Eastern for the Just Chatting segment. All right? We do this Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. And as always, guys, thank you for watching/listening, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. Have a blessed day, everybody.